We had to agree with A1. When I get pulled over, here's my ID.
Left. You want me to go over here and fill that spot in?
Yeah, if you want, come on over. Come on over, nigga. I've been trying to get you.
Talking since you switched the
I've
topic.
been trying to get you on this.
Switch the topic.
Come
I didn't
on.
want to talk about females.
Man,
I didn't want to talk about
you can talk about whatever you want to talk about.
negatively in no type of way.
Yeah, Diddy ain't paying us, so we're going to put this
Or
on.
we trying to generalize nobody into no category. Even though it was all in the name of building, but we live already. Yeah, you don't play no games. You just slid that up in there.
Yeah, I mean, the pizza we on live, you gotta bring that table closer so they can hear it real good.
That was fine. Where was that?
I moved it back. It need to come forward. I did move it back. So bring it forward. All right, y'all. We back on live. Keep going. Keep going. All the way up. Bring it all the way up. You ain't got the mic and they can't see it. Hey, everybody. Bring it up. Let's go. All right, y'all. We back again. Darius got some subjects he'd like to talk about. A little bit of policing and snitching and
You was just talking. You was going. Continue about what you were saying about the camera and shit.
Yeah, we're gonna get this camera and everything situated.
Know about how you feel about the police camera.
Well, I feel like it's used to their advantage. It captures what actually happens, and they're never held accountable when they're doing something against black people. My honest opinion, I don't have nothing against the police because a couple of my good friends are police officers, people I know that are really good officers and serve the community, but a few of them that take a disadvantage, they take advantage of being an officer in their badge and their authority. They don't serve and protect the people. So me personally, I have nothing against police officers, but I do feel like the few of them that are bad don't need to be police officers because you're supposed to serve and protect the community that you're supposed to serve and protect. You're not supposed to be out there trying to target certain people because you have a personal issue, the way you were raised, towards a personal race. And I think when they hire these officers, they need to do better screenings and not just hire anybody to serve and protect. Because everybody's not there to serve and protect. Some people are there with the intent to hurt somebody, another race. That's not serving and protecting. And I can speak about this because I'm a tax-paying citizen. I go to work every day. So the city I live in, I actually pay those police officers payroll. Their paycheck is made off of somebody like me that lives in that community. So I have the right to speak about it. Whether you like what I say, what you don't like, I really don't care what you like or what you don't like. It's the truth. And we need to talk about this. Black people are being treated very unfairly in this country. Always have. Now it's just being filmed. Like Will Smith said, racism, it hasn't been shifted or anything. It's just being filmed nowadays. That's what Will Smith said on his Facebook. So even though it's being filmed, a lot of officers still aren't being held accountable. And that needs to stop because if they're actually held accountable for their actions, then they would stop doing things they are doing in the black community.
How do we hold them accountable?
We personally can't hold them accountable.
Yeah, we can.
The reason why I have to disagree with you.
I disagree with you from the beginning, but I didn't want to cut you off. I'm going to let you go ahead and get all that out so we can hold you accountable as well.
Okay, well, I got to be honest, okay?
We're going to hold you accountable for everything you say.
They're not held accountable. The reason why, the higher powers, the prosecutors and the people that judge them don't hold them accountable. The prosecutors, they get the softest prosecutor that is not going to prosecute one of them, but when it's one of us doing something of our color, when we make one mistake, they'll prosecute the shit out of us to the fullest extent of the law. But if you're in a blue uniform, they'll get a prosecutor that's on your side intentionally not to prosecute you, which is totally unfair to American people, whether I'm black, white, Hispanic. If I was born in this country, I'm an American citizen. And I deserve the right to be trusted and treated like everyone else. And that's just right or wrong. To me, I don't see black or white. You know what I see? I see right and wrong. I don't care what color you are.
My disagreement came way before that when you were saying it's a few bad apples.
It is.
One, I have a problem. I'm friends with some cops.
I am.
You're friends with them on a personal level. You're not friends with them on a cop level.
No.
So let's differentiate the two. You can separate that right there. Mm-hmm. Two, if you see dirt and you don't do anything about it, you are dirt. Mm-hmm. So there are no good cops. Once you become a cop, you are what they call it? It's like the game.
Guilty by association.
Look, they do the games the same way.
Guilty by association.
One person does something, they charge everybody.
Right.
It's no different with them. Like, you can't be a good cop. You have to turn a blind eye to the things that you see, or be either outcasted, fired, go further. There were cops who've been killed. You know what I'm saying? What's the one guy from California who went on a rampage?
Chris Dorner.
Dorner.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Chris Dorner. You know, legend, hero. You know,
he really wrote the manifesto and explained why these niggas was dirty though. He ain't just going on a rampage, kill the police. He was explaining. He tried to do the right thing to report on these motherfuckers that they was in this bitch doing the wrong thing, and then he got blackballed, and they took him out the forest and blackballed him. So he was like, well, if I can't explain it the legal way and get repercussions and have accountability, I'm gonna just do what I gotta do and step up and take him out. And that's why we say Chris Dorner is like, he is an example of taking that shit in your own hands. So that's why I disagree with what you're saying. We can hold them motherfuckers accountable.
Yeah, definitely.
But see, when we hold them accountable, we can hold them accountable personally, but we don't have the power to hold them accountable lawfully, as far as convicting them and putting them where they're supposed to be.
Okay, yeah.
You can personally hold somebody accountable, but we need some type of power to hold them accountable lawfully.
Oh, we're not gonna get that.
What's good? Who's this?
Right. That's all I was saying. It's different when we hold them accountable personally.
Greg.
The people that's
Greg,
actually
was good, Greg.
They're not holding them accountable how they're supposed to.
You got some input on what we talking about? You here? Are you live with us? Okay.
We got a caller.
I'm gonna put you on speaker. So.
I did want to talk about something though.
All right, 1 second.
With the police brutality issue with the military here. Have you seen that video?
Yeah, that's what we're talking about now. Is actually the police. So, but that's a good transition. That video you're talking about with the military. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, go ahead. We seen the video.
Well, first and foremost, I watched the video and it was disgusting. To the point that local law enforcement will not honor a man in uniform, no matter the color of his skin, doesn't matter. Like,
True.
That's the unwritten code, that's the unwritten word.
Yep.
If you're part of law enforcement or you're part of the military, you have a certain respect for each other. That you put your life on the line every time you go to work. That no matter what, you at least have to have the respect to get that man's ID and find out who he is. Before you spray him in the face with pepper spray, before you pull him out the car and throw him in handcuffs, before you search his vehicle for whatever the hell reason you want. And it's a sensitive subject, but say that man wasn't in a military uniform. We probably might not even be talking about it today.
Damn, good point. That might have been the only saving grace he had, because if you watch the full video, they was trying to reason with him, like, don't report this, blah, 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 all that shit. Like, you don't want this to go back to your superiors. It's going to look bad. So, they knew they fucked up.
Right. They make them look
bad. One officer was being reasonable. The other one was just being a straight, I don't give a shit. You're going to listen to what I say. And then at the same time, with him being in the military, you gotta report to your higher ups and answer them, and you don't have a choice being in the military. It's shut your fucking mouth. I'm above you. That's how it is. And then we can get into the whole extra. That might be get different phone calls, military and color of your skin, and I don't even know, they probably don't speak about it because it's an unwritten code. You don't talk about it. It's
Yeah.
military, you don't disrespect it. But I guarantee it's happening there too. And no one probably thinks about that, but everybody acts like they're brothers, and because they took the same oath to be on a bond of being in the military, but truth be told, everybody signed up for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
And 4 years ain't your whole life.
It ain't your whole life
So
at all.
really, what are you giving up in that 4 to 6 years? You could say you sign up for the military now. Now the police is a whole other story. But the way they did do was dirty, but that, like I said, if he wasn't in a uniform, how would that really have went? What would we be even talking about?
Yeah, I think that was his little saving grace that he had that uniform. And he drove to the lit area and did what he was supposed to do, because that was the only reason why he was evading quotation marks. But to your
But
point
did
about...
you see where the man disrespected his rank? Now, my family, my father was in the military. I was in, it was high school military, but I was in JROTC in high school in Erie before I moved to Ohio. Well, back to Ohio, but I went freshman year, the whole year. I was the private nobody. Had to make sure my boots were shined. My uniform was on point. And the upperclassmen would fuck with me and try to scuff my boots because they were a higher rank, and try to make sure I would not get the right grade I need. But imagine at that level, where it escalates to where you give up 4 to 6 years of your life.
It ain't working.
And you don't got a choice. And the only way to get out is a dishonorable discharge or a medical leave. So another level is, but that man was a lieutenant. To get to the point of being a lieutenant, you have to at least put in 10 to 15 years of service for the U.S. government.
And they ain't respect
Only
that.
to be belittled by some police
Right.
that you can just go, you can be a cop in 6 weeks, straight up.
Straight up.
And it's the weakest training and educational program ever. But straight up, you can be a police officer if you know the right people in 6 weeks.
And that's nuts. And that's my
And you
biggest
do
issue.
your homework on it. They send you to the academy. You do a little bit of schooling. But as for to know the job and know the rights by the Constitution that is written for us, supposedly, us the people, you can't learn that in 6 weeks to become a cop. And you're not learning. You're already a cop. Once you get a badge, you're already a cop. So it's up to you to educate yourself further and do I want to educate myself so I'm actually serving and protecting the people? Or am I actually just doing a job, showing up every day, and I got a badge, so I got power?
And that's what the issue is. The training, I think. Do you think it's just the lack of training? Because the military training at least is adequate in some form to where they got a form of discipline, trigger discipline, mental, emotional discipline, all that. The police academy, like you said, is 6 weeks. That shit not enough.
There's accountability in the military. In the military,
And I'm not on here to disrespect law enforcement. I know some good cops. I know the bailiff at the Cuyahoga County Police Department. Hell, I know a homicide detective for Cleveland. He's been on the first 48. He's bought food from me. Very respectable men. Have carried conversations with them, no problem. Yes, they are both black men and have worked their way up through the system to get where they are. And that is nothing to say whether a black or a white cop will treat you any differently, as long as they're doing their job to the fullest to protect and serve the people as they are hired to do. Now, I've been on the other end of it where, and I'm white, not saying anything anyway how, but I've been on the other end of cops abusing their rights, taking advantage of me, doing things to me that they shouldn't have done, and other cops standing there watching and not speaking up.
Right.
And first and foremost, Painesville Police Department.
Yeah.
Not to blow down on them, but
They ain't shit.
I've had many run-ins with them that I've never done nothing wrong.
Yep.
I've even been physically harmed
Yeah.
and threatened to file a complaint. And the next day when I showed up to file the complaint, they tried to mislead me from actually doing the right paperwork by saying, if you file a police department, if you file a complaint against the police department and it's fake, it's a felony, you can be charged with filed it, which I probably should have. But whether it was the intimidation of they know where I live, do I want them to come knocking on my door or drive by my house or
That's real though,
whatever or whatever.
because I had a detective on some petty shit. He ain't had shit to do with me. He like was interested in my girlfriend I was dating at the time, right? He used to go to the bar she was at, and he found out I was dating her, and he would like bring up my past, my record to her, and tell her I'm a bad dude. Then he started coming and pulling up at the my place of work at the studio, and he ended up getting in trouble for that shit.
Corny for that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so
he was
they go
thirsty you.
thirsty. They go on power trips and they abuse their fucking power, and they think they can do anything they want to do, and that shit ain't cool.
Hold on. They think they're above the law.
Yep.
He went to your girl's bar. He wasn't on the clock, was he?
No, he was off the clock.
Exactly. He thought he was above the law.
Thought he was
And he
above the
thought
law.
he could play that bad.
Getting drunk as fuck, driving home drunk. Know what I'm saying? Drunk, drive. Know what I'm saying? Like doing all types of ignorant
It
shit.
don't matter if he get pulled over, they gonna let him go.
Right.
I mean, they
It
knew
don't
me
matter.
from a
Gang,
team.
gang.
Right.
From a team. When I was younger, we had brothers. We may have did some things. Breaking the law, it was minimal. More curfew. But that same officer that was elbowing me was the same one that would show up at my house when I was a kid. It was like he looked at it like, yeah, you're over 18 now. And I was
Like he
25,
couldn't wait.
26 years old.
He couldn't wait.
But it was
So he had
him
a vendetta.
taking those frustrations out of having to come to my house so many times on petty shit that he was like, hey, I can get a couple shots in on him.
He couldn't wait to hit your ass.
And they tried to call my brother down, and I lived on Prospect, and they tried to call my brother down, and he was straight up like, I see what you're doing to him, I'll stay up here for my own safety. And the female cop tried to reel him down, and the big bald-headed dude elbowed me in the back of the head.
Big bald head dude with the mustache.
It's out there, it exists, man. I mean, I just made a post recently. I knew I had a headlight out. I seen it on the delivery prior to the last delivery. I knew the cop was going to pull me over. They followed me for a half a mile to a mile. Pulled me over on the darkest road ever. First thing they did when they pulled me over, they shined their light right into my side mirror. Where is that light going? Straight into my face. I'm blinded. So first and foremost, I got the red and blue lights flashing behind in my rear view. And then on my side mirror, I got their spotlight blinding me. So already I'm low. What I did to counteract, I turned my inside light on in my car. I pulled out my wallet, I pulled out my ID, and I sat with my hands out with my ID. Female officer came up, knocked on my passenger side window, scared the shit out of me because I know what was going on with all the lights. Rolled the window down. You know why I'm stopping you? Because I think it's my headlight. Yes, it is. Handed her my ID, checked to make sure it was me. Of course, I had a pizza in the car. As long as you get it taken care of, we just a little reminder, people don't know their headlights are out. Cool. But in my mind, all those other times where I was violated by the cops, by the police department, I expected something to go wrong.
Yeah.
And I can give many scenarios. They target you. I don't care how you look at it or how you feel. Depending on the officer, they target you for how they feel. Either you represent yourself in society or how they feel you look in society.
Yep. And fuck that, depending on the officer shit. I think in general, they really target you. All of them target you. It just goes to the level of extent of how petty they're willing to be. Like,
Look at it. It's not you individually. They target characteristics.
character, exactly. Yeah, I'm with you. But I'm saying all of them
And
do.
in the middle of winter, I was leaving college. I had on a regular ball cap, and then I would wear a winter hat over my head, over my ball cap when I go out in the snow. But when I was in college, I had to take my winter hat off. I got to be sun, whatever you want to call it. I'm leaving in a blizzard. My plates are expired by 3 days. I didn't even realize my birthday came and they
Oh, you gave them right
White
exactly what
officer,
they needed.
This cop went out of his way to turn around and pull me over, telling me he knew my plates were expired. No, that man beat me
Probable
with a
cause.
ball cap on, with a winter hat over top, driving through the city of Menor, and said he doesn't belong here. And hold and behold, I got expired tags. Oh, sorry.
But they ain't hit you with the he doesn't belong here though.
Come after me. He didn't see my tags were expired from the front nor the back. He characterized what he thought it was and turned around and came after me. You ain't gonna see a sticker in the middle of a fucking whiteout. I'm sorry. Our plates are white. Just saying.
They
We're in
knew-
Ohio. We have white plates.
The new thing is the license plate light being out. So make sure y'all lights is
Well,
on.
but they also have, to be honest with you, they're also equipped with cameras that'll read your plate just by
Exactly.
pulling up next to you
So
or any of
they
that.
don't even need that shit to be on the
Honestly, they don't.
There's a camera in every red light too, but everybody thinks it's for traffic. They're violating our rights right there and there.
Man, Big Brother is real. Big Brother is real.
I'm just keeping it 100, man. Y'all got me calling in and letting it loose.
Definitely. Next time, don't be scared to fill out that report. And if they threaten you with that felony thing,
No, I'm older now. I would follow through, but I was, like I said, I was going through a divorce. I was younger.
definitely, you just respond.
It was a chill spot. I didn't want to have to deal with it, let alone I had to respect my neighbor. I'm living in a duplex. You know what I mean? I wasn't trying to bring that extra on anybody else, though.
That's how they get motherfuckers. We don't be wanting to deal with them because we be having too much going on, and that shit we be like, fuck it, we'll just pay that shit off and get caught up in that
No,
fucking
the
little
problem is
tracks.
they don't like to know that you're educated. The minute they show that you're educated more than them, it pisses them off even more. It infuriates them. Because if they're only getting paid, I mean, a top salary is shit, to be honest.
Yeah.
Maybe 30,000, 40,000 a year. If they work their way up, maybe 50,000.
They hate that
People that
shit.
don't have money or something, that might seem like something for people, but for being a cop, it's really not shit. So that's where the ego and the, I got a badge when somebody comes in, I guess. I don't know, I'm not a cop, so I can't tell you.
That is it. Shit, fuck that. I'll tell you. It's just
I mean,
human
that's
nature.
like
It's
working
human
at-
nature
like
though.
working at McDonald's.
It's a power trip.
McDonald's, and you pissed off, you're like, I ain't making these fucking hamburgers right, fuck that, they're only paying me $8 an hour. I'm gonna purposely put onions on that chicken that says no onions.
Even more than that, though, it takes a certain type of person.
Hey, I'm just saying.
It takes a certain type of person to want to be in control over other people. Like you couldn't pay me for that job
They're
because I wouldn't want that power over people.
A lot of them are insecure and they were bullied and picked on as kids. And
Well,
when
yeah,
they
but
get,
if you look at it, if you take that power and use it positively, you can do fucking so much more.
But
For
how?
the community
but-
alone,
But
but for the youth too.
but James,
I grew up not liking cops, man. I was 9, 10 years old. I didn't like cops.
cause they just bad people. But not all of them. I take it back. Not all cops bad people.
I can't say all of them,
But James just made a good point though. He said a lot of them were either bullied or some of them weren't the typical
they didn't fit the part.
college. You know what I'm saying? They were the black sheeps. And cause like we were talking about earlier, that's the easiest profession to get into, lightweight, like where you get that much power.
I still don't like how y'all keep sneaking in there. They're not all bad because we already said that to be a cop, you have to turn a blind eye to what the other cops are doing.
No,
and
but
that
no-
in turn makes
But
you a
no,
bad
but
cop.
only reason why I checked myself
So,
is
you
Chris
know,
Dorner. Chris Dorner.
I gotta agree
and
with everyone. I gotta agree.
So
with
y'all keep sliding that in there that they're not all bad. I keep letting it go by, but I'm gonna keep reminding y'all.
because when it comes to the black community,
But-
you two cops fucking full
You-
names that I told you.
I know you may be friends with cops on a you may be personal friends with people.
But we got to think about Carol Horn
you personal
and Chris
friends with
Dorner,
people who happen to
two
be
cops that turned in
That's
cops.
very
I'm
good.
saying so some of them do try to hold each other accountable. That's
Hey,
why.
can I give y'all a
I
real
checked
quick
myself.
story, and then I'll let y'all
You're right,
carry
Dennis.
on.
Know what I'm saying?
Touche. There are good cops.
Some of them.
Hey, real quick.
Go ahead.
The pizza shop I worked at got robbed, right?
Yeah.
And I wasn't there, and I can't say if I was, it might have went down differently. But some young kids came in, they were robbing pizza shops. Now these kids were 17, and one had just turned 18 or whatnot. They came in with a pistol, and my employees thought they were joking. They smacked the computer with the pistol, right? Had everybody in that bitch shook. Now I had a driver in the back doing dishes, had his headphones on, didn't even know what was going on. Until someone came in the back, put a pistol in his face, and told him lay down on the ground. Right? I showed
No technical difficulties. We got you.
Okay, well,
Brought to you by PBO Clothing, Chef D.
days
and
later,
the Hip Show podcast.
they went downtown, said to me, hey man, you need some protection. I said, I don't know, personally I never bought a gun. That man showed up at my pizza shop with a bag full of guns and told me to pick one, bro. To this day I still have that pistol.
Oh, the cop?
That's how real I tell you
This was the cop?
Yeah.
Which goes more to my point.
Bag of his pistols, bro. He knew who I was, one as a person. I knew who he was as a person, and he knew how much I cared about my people that work for me.
So he gave you an illegal fight. Wait. I just want to make sure I got your story right.
So it's a real legit.
No. I hear you. I just want to make sure I have your story right. So this cop gives you an illegal firearm, right? That you could potentially.
It's a legal gun. It's in his name.
It's in his name.
That's still illegal.
Are you a felon?
You can't
Do
use
you
it.
have a felony?
No, I have no felony.
Okay, so you can't have a. Okay.
That was a good gesture. I see
That
what
was a
you
good gesture out of the kindness of his heart. And he believes in the Second Amendment, I take it, to bear arms.
And even, to be real, he just showed up a month ago at my pizza shop. I ain't seen him in a year and a half since I opened a year ago. He's like, you still got that? I said, yeah.
He's a real guy.
I said, I ain't done nothing with it. I almost had to. They were shooting out in front of my house. Stupid young bucks. But I said, I ain't had to. I still got it. I said, hey, man, I got to register it with the city and the state. They try to call me out on how many guns I got.
Now then, look.
Hey, whatever you need it. He
Now,
said, I'll get it checked. I'll check it with them and I'll bring it right back to you.
Let me ask you.
That's real ass shit.
Let me ask you a question about this.
$400 or $500 for that pistol.
One question.
To make sure I was okay.
One question, right? Now, this same cop who does all this great stuff for you sounds like a great guy. I wish I had a friend like that in my life.
His name's Gregory.
No, don't do that. Don't do that to him. We're not going to do that to him on here. But here's what's going on. Now, let's say I had a great friend like that in my life. If he goes and turns the blind eye when another cop does something dirty after he does something great for you, he's still a bad cop. He still has to keep his job.
Yep.
Now hold on a second.
They violate people's rights. You know they're profiling people daily. If he's not reporting every incidence of it, he's participating in it then. And there's just no way around these things. And these are the uncomfortable conversations we need to have.
That's why I said it's a good gesture.
It's a good gesture. You know, what do they say? One in the hand in the bush, something in the bush? How the saying go?
One hand in the bush, what?
Something, I don't know. But yeah, once you sign up for that job, there are things that, you become part of the game. Yeah, it's almost like selling your soul. So all he's doing is trying to repay and cleanse himself of the things that he's seen that he hasn't said anything about. So he probably does go around doing a lot of good things out here. And you will see these cops doing things like that.
They do good things.
They do good things because there has to be a balance for all of the stuff that they don't say anything about. This is how they hold their head up and look themselves in the mirror or try to.
The whole base of this conversation is accountability and denial.
Yeah, that's true.
Denial.
Yeah. No matter what should be or what not should be held accountable for his actions.
Yeah, but they're not held accountable.
Because these people have badges. If they didn't have a badge, they go down just like me or you.
Yep.
They should be held accountable first by their peers. It shouldn't be us trying to drag anybody down.
Right.
Their peers should hold them accountable, which goes to say they should be the ones at the front of the march.
Yeah. And
Because these cops are making them look bad. If they're really not bad, if these cops are really good cops, they would be at the front of the marches, because these horrible cops that we see on TV are making them look bad.
right, to where we can't trust any of them.
So what you?
So if they're not sticking up for it, it's because they're trying to help cover it up. So we just got to be honest.
Or they're scared to lose their job.
You know?
Did you sign up for 4 years, 6 years, or the rest of your life?
Hey.
I told you the military, you sign up for 4 to 6 years. When you sign up to be a cop, you can walk away tomorrow. It's about your paycheck.
Yeah. And they
That's
ain't.
the realest.
And they ain't get.
Military, you can leave
They don't
whenever
make a
you
lot.
leave, you leave.
And they ain't
If you're
getting.
a cop, you can leave whenever you want.
And they ain't getting paid enough to where they can feel comfortable and
They ain't getting paid enough to where they should care.
care and pride. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why they just. It ain't nobody in there that's got enough pride or care to hold each other accountable. Yeah, and I think it's happening with all the accountability by the citizens and by the camera and by the public. Like, that's where it's starting. But we need them to hold, like he said, themselves accountable first.
You're absolutely right.
I heard that. He's definitely telling the truth.
That's it. And they keep re-electing the same people, the same little cult.
They've been on that ballot for years, and ain't nobody gonna challenge them to their names. That's why I didn't start fucking in baseball in high school, because my name wasn't the same name as a councilman or somebody that was somebody in Painesville. That's okay though. I ain't got no hate in my heart. But yeah.
All right. Well,
But
we're glad.
hey, y'all are still on Facebook. I'll get on it.
All right, yeah, we're glad you called
Check
in.
us out. Appreciate you.
I'm,
Now for the time, whenever you-
yeah, I'm gonna hit you up so you could come in.
Yeah, well, we gonna get some pizza in there. We gonna start.
Hey.
Let me get a slice.
All right, bet.
That's right.
All right, holla at you.
Alright, come on, gentlemen.
Yep.
And if there's any females, I didn't mean to be disrespectful.
No, they left the building. James and them scared them off.
I ain't scared nobody off, Greg. You know, I'm just telling the truth. I'm just telling the truth. I'm a black man telling the truth. I guess that is scary.
All right, holla at you.
It's on, gentlemen. Keep your head up, stand proud, don't let the man hold you down.
Yes, sir.
Don't let the man hold you down.
Yes, sir.
I like what he said though, accountability. You know, like me and A1 was talking about, even if we hold them down, even if we hold them accountable on a personal level, the higher level doesn't hold them accountable. So that's why I feel like they just a lot of times feel like they can do what they want to do to the American people, and there's no type of punishment because they're not being held accountable by their peers, like A1 said, by their peers, and the higher ups aren't holding them accountable. That's why they're running around, and I believe also they don't do good enough screenings. You know, when we go get a job, they do background check. If you smoke weed, you can't get a job.
You keep talking about the screenings. If you're a good cop, they not gonna hire you.
But no.
If you don't have the potential to be a bad cop, you're not going to make the force.
Well,
that's what the screening is really for.
Okay.
You guys think they don't care how educated you are. Obviously, they don't even teach you law. Every stop, they violate your rights. So, you know what I'm saying? Just the basics of how every stop go. For us as black men,
Right.
it's hey, can I get your ID? Where are you coming from? They violated your rights right there. That's none of their business. You see what I'm saying? So they do it daily. They don't educate these people. They want people who are ignorant, people who have the potential to act it. You know, if you don't have if you're ignorant, then you can't have a conscience about what you're even doing. You know, these people, and then they train them that we're thugs, we're criminals, don't trust any of them.
Right.
This is the training. This is the screening that they're getting. And people who show conscience, good heart, you're disqualified.
But to add on top of that, on top of the training they get in the media and all the other shit is also affecting the way they think. But they still retarded because they should not generalize and think all niggas is like that.
No, I'm sounding like
But they
I'm
know
making
all
every
niggas
cop
ain't
to
like
be a
that.
monster. Do I sound that bad?
No, but what Darius saying.
Okay.
You're doing just fine, sir. Yes, you are.
What happens is they know all of us aren't bad, but the cops that really become a cop say, you know what? If I get the chance to do what I want to do and I have the authority, I'm gonna do it. You have no, seriously. You have some people like that to where once they get a position of power, they know, well, if I do something, they got my back. No matter if I'm right or wrong.
Well, mind you, we're going to say, like, every generation falls into this. Period. And it's been going on too long. Where, like, wait a minute, we got all these, like, senators, congressmen, judges,
But they
and
have
all
no
that.
Shit ain't changing.
Okay.
But,
I like that. So then,
right.
so,
But wait a minute, though. Hold on. They donate, put buildings in their names and all types of shit. It's like, wait a minute. To this day, they still can pull brothers over, check your ID, where you going,
like the Nazis. Go ahead.
Right.
Continue. So they're acting like Nazis.
right. So it's like, look how far we done came to be still in the same place. Period. It's like,
It needs to stop. It's over. It's time to let the shit go.
So my next question to
Civil
you,
War is
gentlemen,
over.
is how do we break the cycle?
We don't.
We don't?
We
Who
don't
does?
we don't
And
have
if we
power.
don't, okay, well then who does?
yeah, we got to.
We got to.
No,
We got
no.
If
Black
we
people-
don't break the
What we
cycle,
gonna do?
who
Wait
does?
for them to do it?
Black people do not have the power to stop it.
How we don't got the
Only white people.
Yes,
do.
we do.
No, we don't.
Whoa.
'Cause you know why?
No, we don't.
Whoa,
We don't have no power.
So think
Whoa,
about what
brother.
you're saying though.
No,
Whoa,
If
brother.
that's
What
true,
you
they've
do?
been having the power
Whoa,
this whole
brother.
time.
they do.
And why they ain't changed shit
brother.
then?
Only white people have the
So
power.
when they gonna change
Let
it?
me
They're
get
not.
this guy on camera.
So we gonna be fucked up forever.
Say that.
Black people don't have no
I
power
don't
in
agree
this
with
country.
that.
We
I
don't.
agree with that.
Black people have no power in this country
But I
to
think-
change racism and systematic racism. Black people don't have the power. We don't control it. So how can we change it? We don't control that shit.
Yeah, we do.
No, we don't.
We don't.
Let
We
me
don't.
bring
If
it
we
back.
controlled it, they wouldn't be able to do it
We
to us.
control it. We just don't own
We don't
that
control
shit.
shit.
No.
We don't control a damn thing.
Okay, this goes to the point Kanye said, right? When Kanye said slavery was a choice, everybody got upset,
I
right?
understand what he meant, though.
Let me finish.
I understand
I'll
what
let
he
you
meant.
finish. I'll
Okay,
let you
go ahead.
finish. When Kanye said slavery was a choice, everyone was upset.
Right.
Understandably so, completely out of context. But right now, you not fighting or deciding that the only way to get it done is your oppressor to have a conscience, that's the only way that we're going to get.
No, because
You said white people are the only people that can save us.
because they have the power. No, I'm not saying save us.
So you're expecting your oppressor, all you were hoping for is just for them to one day
No,
wake
I'm
up
not
and have a
hoping.
conscience, and that's how we going to get it done.
That's just the truth because they have the power and the control.
Okay,
Black
so
people we don't. I'm gonna tell you why.
you can-
One of the reasons why black people are not unified anyway to come together to even try to do some shit. Black people aren't. And the reason why, no.
That's true.
Black
Go
people,
ahead.
if you get 10 black people in here, we can't agree. It'll take
We're
us 2
gonna
weeks.
disagree
and we
like a
can't,
motherfucker.
we
Go
can't
ahead.
agree
You're
on
still not
anything.
answering my question, though. What you're telling me is the reasons we can't.
We don't have the power.
Stop.
We don't.
We do have the power
No,
to
we don't.
organize. We don't have the
We
power.
got the power.
Wait, what he
We
just
have the
said.
power
Okay,
to change
number
that.
one, you just said that we're not organized.
We're
we
not.
don't have the power to organize. We need white people to do that too.
Black people, you can't get
I'm responding to what you're saying.
No.
I'm really listening to you, brother.
to actually
So
change.
you said we're not organized.
No,
That's
we're
on
not.
us, right?
Yeah, that is.
Okay,
The
so-
organization is on us.
I'm asking, what are the steps that we need to break the cycle? So one would be organization.
Exactly.
I'm coming up with answers. I'm not gonna come up with a bunch of reasons why we can't. So every time you come up with something, I'm gonna have something for you. Go ahead.
Okay.
Tell me what else. Organization was one.
And we need control of the power, which we don't have it. Black people can't stop.
How do
racism.
you get that? Just waiting for them to give it to us,
No.
or do you? So what is the other option? I'm really getting.
Greg said
I'm
black
just
people are
challenging
speaking
your
up
mental.
now,
I'm
James.
challenging your
No.
mental.
Black people are speaking up, and that's what the
We can speak up, but we don't have the power. We can speak up
But that's
all we
what
want.
we gotta take action though. On
Do
top
by
of the
do
speaking.
what? Violence? We're not gonna win.
You're scared to say that it may have to come to a physical
Even if
revolution.
it does, we're gonna lose. You can't get 10 niggas in here to agree
Black
on
folks, hold
shit.
up, we got a caller.
You can't get black folks to agree on shit. You're
Hold
not
up,
about to
hold
get
up,
black
James,
folks to
hold
go
up.
against
Hold up,
white
we
people
got a
and
caller.
try to take over some shit.
You don't think we can fight long enough
No.
to make them compromise?
No. Black people,
No.
no.
You don't even think we can fight long enough to make them compromise?
No. You
Can
can't
you hear
hear
the
it.
conversation?
No.
You hear what we
Not
talking
a little
about?
bit.
No.
All right, go ahead, go ahead. Hold on, let the caller speak.
We tore up Target and they passed the law. I'm just saying. So I don't believe that.
Nope.
I think
No.
if we got to act as a fool,
Black folks can't agree on
they're
shit.
going to try to appease us in some way.
I gotta
It
disagree.
may be
Go ahead,
yes.
caller.
I
Go
gotta
ahead.
disagree.
Let the caller speak.
Okay, what y'all want to talk about? Is the law enforcement
Yeah.
going on?
He's saying-
we talking about black people actually stopping all this racism shit. Black people don't have the power.
No, black people can't stop racism. Only white people can stop racism. But black people don't need to even worry about it.
That's not what we talking about.
Explain that. Why don't black people need to worry about racism?
No, black people need to worry about it.
Go.
Look, we can't do nothing about racism.
That's facts.
It's white folks that's gonna have to fight racism. And the way white folks gonna fight racism, when you got two racist white people and they daughter gonna marry a black man, and they see those mixed kids. Kim Kardashian has fought more racism than most black women have.
Thank you.
So her
Preach.
wisdom reform.
This Sunday,
Because
preach.
her sons are black. Because she know her sons be locked up unjustly. So she has did more because they listen to her. Because she's white.
Exactly.
So that's who will fight racism. Black people don't have human rights. We have civil rights.
Exactly.
Speak
We
again.
don't even have, we never even looked at it. Elijah Muhammad tried to put separation. Martin Luther King put integration. So what they did, Lyndon B. Johnson was president. So what he did was gave us civil rights. We don't have human rights. Our dogs have human rights. We have civil rights. They got to treat us civil.
Exactly.
We don't even know that.
That's because we're not claiming a nationality. My next question, that's because we're not claiming a nationality. Yeah, you're right though. As long as you're calling yourself black, that applies.
American, you're not claiming.
Yeah.
They laugh at you when you do that.
Exactly. You needed to
Start
claim
claiming indigenous people.
yes, a
Start
nationality.
claiming
Yes.
indigenous people. In Baltimore, there are Indigenous People Act. It was Indigenous People Act. Barack Obama signed. You don't. It's a lot of things you don't have to go for, but you don't know it because you keep saying, "I got civil rights and I'm an African American." Stop claiming African American. There's not such thing as an African American.
Yes. Jesse Jackson coined that term. You know.
Yeah, you see those sellouts. He's a covert.
Yep.
He did that because, listen, like right now, a lot of black people think that they got to go get the COVID vaccine. But they don't know no better. They keep thinking that is an experimental drug. You do not have to do that.
Don't
So
do it.
most black people don't even know. White people know that your constitutional rights are suspended whenever the country goes into a pandemic, or whenever it goes into martial law, or whenever it goes into a state of emergency. We don't even have, the white people don't have constitutional rights right now. Nobody got rights. So that's why they can put this vaccine and all this stuff. It's bullying. You're being bullied. And you don't even
None of that shit is FDA approved. None of that
That's why they
shit.
keep stressing the pandemic more and more.
That's right.
This pandemic should have been over in November of last year. And that's what Trump was stating. The pandemic is over with. We're going to open back up. Let's just go on. We just got to face it. And then they came out with another strand of the virus to keep the word pandemic in place. And that means state of emergency where all your rights are suspended. They can do whatever they want to you right now, but you don't have no rights.
Which we never did in the first place. But go ahead. You're right.
So see, we ain't looking at the big picture. They can shoot us down and do them things.
has it that's why they had Malcolm assassinated, because he was going to try to get the whole black nation in America to nationalize,
He was going to
so
the
that
world
way.
court.
The only way he could do that was for us to nationalize. We have to claim a nationality, which you were saying indigenous to the land. So we can't go to the world court as African Americans or black people because we're claiming to be an artificial entity or corporate entity under another corporation known as America. So
He was going to the world court. Let me tell you something. 95%. I wouldn't even say that. I'd say 85%. 85% of African Americans, so-called African Americans, are mentally disturbed. We really gotta address that. We really, it ain't our fault. It's because of trauma. It's because of single parent household. It's because of a number of things. But we gotta address that. We gotta stop thinking that people that are not fit to lead to be in front of us. That's the biggest problem we have. We got, and these boys don't have respect. A lot of these young men don't have respect. They're giving the cops a reason to kill them. They're giving the cops, put the cops in a better position to kill them because they don't have respect. What we got to do is, we got to work on family. We got to work on, before we go talk about racism. Let me tell you something. We ain't never going to be able to stop racism in this country. White people have different sets of respect as humans all around the world than we do.
mm-hmm.
So until we get to the point where we get our family back organized and our family back strong, we don't need to be talking about.
Well, then that's the solution. Those are the answers I'm looking for. My question was, how do we break this cycle? How do we break this generational curse? Because we can't expect our oppressors to be the ones to save us. That's not a lot. To me, that's not logical. Now, that's another mental disturbed thing that black people have. I believe that they expect their oppressors to be the one to save them, and it's just since.
I'm going to tell you the truth. You already have been told what to do. I'm going to be honest with you. Elijah Muhammad told you what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tell you something. The Bible, you turn to Malachi 4. The Bible even speaks of Elijah Muhammad coming. Open your Bible, turn to Malachi, the last chapter in Malachi. It speaks of Elijah Muhammad raising
Good
up a
looking.
black man.
We got our tech guy on it right now.
What did it say? What chapter?
Malachi. Turn the Bible to Malachi, the last chapter in Malachi. Malachi 4.
Go.
Read it.
What does it
Right
say?
here in the Bible.
He pulling it up right now. He pulling it up.
Pull it up. You already been told what to do. You already been told what this wicked beast gonna do. And he's doing it. This vaccine shit, this shit is ridiculous. You know this is ridiculous. So you already been told. I'm not saying we got anything to do with religion. I don't care about a person's religion. We gotta stop using religion as an excuse to ignore somebody. Don't say because this person Christian or because this person Muslim, because no, there's two types of people. There's good people and there's bad people.
Look, I want to bring you back though. I still want to bring you back. I feel like my original question still hasn't been answered. What solutions? 'Cause I'm trying to bring some solutions to the viewers today. I don't want to just.
The black woman and the black man must unite.
All right. So,
Okay, exactly. I don't want to just dump a bunch of problems on the viewers' laps. I want to try to present some
to
solutions.
your point, see, I will send the prophet Elijah to you. The great and dreadful day the Lord comes.
One more time.
Keep reading.
Malachi 4:5. Keep reading. He will turn the hearts of the parents to their children, and the hearts of the children to their parents, or else I will come and strike the land with total destruction. Damn.
They never bring that up. They look different.
I ain't even put them two together.
Give me your interpretation of that, Darius. Give me your interpretation.
So, how I'm interpreting that is, I got the book right here, actually. We can look up the actual words. That's crazy. So, the children is basically, what he's saying is what I've been saying, is the parents got to listen to the children, and the generational gap got to be bridged, or he going to destroy everything. So, everybody got to come to some understanding. And the previous verse, I will send the prophet Elijah to you. the day before the great and dreadful day of the Lord comes. So, I mean, it's written right there.
Let me explain something to you. A dude asked me the other day. He said, "Who's the most powerful white man to ever live?" I said, "Bill Gates." He said, "That's correct. That's correct." He said, "Well, who's the most powerful black man to ever live in America?" I said, "Elijah Muhammad." He argued with me up and down. Up and down.
I want to say Marcus Garvey, but you might be right now.
See, we don't acknowledge our heroes. And to tell you the truth is this: when Malcolm X got shot in his chest in Harlem, New York, they should have killed the black man that did the shit. They should have killed him right there. They should have dragged him out and thrown him to the police. No, that has never been done. In 1965, when Malcolm X got assassinated, that has never been done like that in a ballroom with nothing but black people there. There was no white people in that ballroom. It was only black people and the most powerful black man at that time. That the only crime Malcolm X had was that he loved black people. He didn't cheat on his wife. He didn't mistreat nobody. He didn't cheat nobody. The only crime the man had was that he loved black people. And you could allow. What could they say to him? What could they say to those sellouts to make them shoot him on the stage like that in front of his wife and his kids? We should have killed them motherfuckers. And since we didn't do that, we've been cursed in. You should have dragged them out, beat their ass, threw them to the police, the ones that sent them in there. You should have killed their ass. That's what the mob would have did. The mob, you kill one of their bosses, they cut your head off right there. We don't care. We'll take the press time. We killing this motherfucker right now for killing him like that. But no, we didn't. We throw him out to the police. 2 weeks. And the black man hasn't did nothing but got weaker. You know why he got weaker? Because they tell you the black woman is the backbone. You ain't even got no backbone. You not no man. They give her your job. I seen a girl on the back of a garbage truck the other day. Fine motherfucker. She wasn't doing nothing, but I don't know what she was doing, but she didn't even dump the can. She just stepped out, and the dude grabbed the can and dumped the can, and she got back on the back of the garbage truck, making the same money he making, but not doing no work.
Women are the backbone. Just because they haven't been living up to their job doesn't mean that that's not the place that they're supposed to be taking.
But you can't be the backbone if you ain't doing your job.
Look, I'm talking about where their natural place and the natural order of things and with balance is supposed to be.
Right.
And then we can talk about where things actually are. Those are two different conversations, but
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I like how you said that.
Listen, brother, let me tell you something. The black woman is the mother of civilization.
go ahead. Exactly what I'm saying.
Every way a woman moves on this planet, is the black woman shows a woman how to exist on this planet. She is naturally in tune with this planet. Don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is this. The problem we got is the black family would not come together. And the person that has sold us out is the black woman. And we don't never want to say that, but it's true. With the child support scandal and other things. 80% of the divorces are filed by women.
Okay, I see what you're saying. One, to fix the problem, we can't come at it as a pointing fingers thing. So I don't say it's their fault, but I see what you're saying. If they are the backbone, if they're not living up to it, I see what you're saying. Though.
When there is an issue, you do got to point. You have to point the finger. If not, ain't shit gonna get taken care of.
What's the cause? Well, let's look at the root cause of why they're not living up to the job. Why would you say that is there?
Because they get greater benefits by not being with us.
Now you talking about a specific situation.
IQ, they try to count IQ. IQ said we want our reparations, we ain't voting for nobody.
Man.
Black women lined up, they came in IQ. And then a black woman said, what's the black woman supposed to do? I said, the black woman want to help the black man. What she can do is this, she can march on Washington, like we march on Washington, or Million Man March for the family. She can march on Washington and say, we do not want to put black men on child support no more. We have been deceived. And anybody that got any kind of logic in their head can see that the black man owns less than 1% of the wealth is because of the child support scandal. Anybody that got any kind of logic, most black men don't even want to reproduce anymore because they're afraid of child support, they're afraid of alimony, they're afraid of getting locked up for not taking care of their child. So our black brothers have got to the point they don't even want to make babies no more with the black woman.
understand that and to agree with you and use one of your own points against you at the same time. To agree with you and use one of your own points against you at the same time, right? You're saying that. Go ahead. I forgot what the point it was.
What I'm saying is this: the black family got to come together, but the black man got to take charge. You got to take leadership. You got to stand up to be a man and take leadership, and you can't be afraid to tell them where they went wrong at, and tell them the wrong they have done.
But even
That's what we got to do. We got to tell them the wrong they have done. I'm not saying abandon a black woman. That's not what I'm saying. But we got to tell them the wrong that they have done, and they need to get back into their place. They have fallen out. They have fallen out their place.
the thing
They over here, they over there. And I was just tell you, you don't got to agree with me. I don't expect people to agree
let
with
me
me
comment.
because.
I agree with him because
I agree,
I
but
remember
I
what
gotta
I was going to say now. To agree with you and use your point against you, the point against you was we expecting our oppressors to be the ones to save us, and that's what they're doing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they're expecting their oppressors, the system and the powers that be, to come to their aid instead of the black man, which is what I've been saying. We can't keep expecting our oppressors to be the ones to save us. So once we can get them out of that mindset, then we can start coming together and start building and having a dialogue. But as long as, you see what I'm saying? That was the one thing I was trying to get you off of on another topic. But that bridges all gaps.
But in order to do that, in order to do that, okay, if black people are going to come together, the black man and black woman, if we can't get the black man and black woman on the same page, it's not going to happen anyway. And honestly, it's not ever going to happen. Just like he said on the last podcast, and like I proved today, when a black man speaks to a black woman, she don't listen. She's not going to be aligned with us. That's the honest truth. Man, whether y'all like it or not, listen, my mom black, my sister, my kids, listen. When a black man speaks to a black woman, say this is what we need to do, she don't listen, we're not getting nowhere. Because the white man have more communication control with our own women than we do.
You're saying the same thing we all saying. So how the way
it's not gonna happen ever. That's what I'm saying.
No,
This shit ain't gonna happen.
It is gonna
It's
happen.
not gonna happen.
Niggas gotta step up too though.
We can't. We don't have no power.
I see what y'all saying. We don't got no power.
It's not gonna happen.
We can get power.
No, we
nigga.
can't.
Y'all saying we can't
There's
get
no
power.
unity. What are we gonna do?
Dang, they were raising our sons with no respect. So when I tell my son, if you have no respect, there's nowhere in this world you can go.
Right.
The thing is promising you is death. And Islam is trying her best to raise him with no respect. She's showing him how to behave, not like a man, but with no respect. And I can almost tell you, I can guarantee you, the other day I was at my mama's house. Little kids across the street throwing rocks, hit my car. I go outside and I say, listen, what's wrong with y'all? Why y'all around my car in the first place? Little boy, like, what? I said, why y'all around my car? Man, nobody hit your damn car. A little kid, 13 years old. My brother-in-law was like, don't say nothing to him, bro. You go to sleep tonight, come back, your woman's going to be busted. I said, see, that is no respect. That's something that we didn't have a problem with. When adults step in, we might see every other kid that has in the neighborhood. But when an adult steps up and says something to us, we shut our damn mouth and walk away and let it go. They don't have no respect. And these single-parent mothers are raising these boys with no respect. Exactly. And then when a cop shoot them, they are doing things that they don't deserve to be shot for, but they are doing things that, no, that ain't smart to do to a racist or somebody that's aggravated or somebody that's gun happy. You're playing with your life. Let me tell you something. If I jumped into a river filled with crocodiles, I might be able to swim out, but the chances of me swimming out is slim to none. You don't play. You got, listen, these boys got to start learning respect, and we as men got to take these boys and teach them respect because they don't have no future if they don't have no respect. They'll end up in prison or dead. And some of these kids, some of these young boys, I want to shoot my damn self. I'm not even gonna lie to you. They so disrespectful.
Hey, disrespectful and ignorant.
Shit, real crazy. You right.
But you know why?
Right about that. So building strong families is your solution.
But that goes back to what I was saying. You can't build a strong family with one person. You're gonna have the man and the woman, and then the black community is divided and you got women.
Like, it's not as divided as you make it seem.
It is. Yes,
because
it
it's
is.
not. You make it seem like every man is single and ain't no man, ain't no.
No, I'm not saying that, but
there's a lot of couples out here.
the women
There's a lot
have
of people going home to their significant other tonight. As much as you try to make it seem divided, there's a lot of people.
No, it is. In the black community, it is divided. The women are raising the boys. That's why you got all these niggas wearing makeup, wearing dresses, being feminine because ain't no makeup. It's the truth.
If you're talking about a specific housing project or something, but it's not.
No. The majority of the black neighborhood, the boys have been raised by nothing but women. That's why they act the way they do. When women get done with men
Hold on.
in a relationship,
Y'all there?
when women get done with in a relationship, they don't want even the man around their kid. Just because you're not sexually involved with somebody doesn't mean that man doesn't need to be around that little boy. That's why in the black community, they're all turning to be women, feminine, and not being raised as men because they're around nothing but men and raised by women.
You're talking about
But that's how.
margin.
But that's the reason why our community is jacked up, and nobody says nothing. They just let them do what they want to do. That is the truth. People don't like saying shit online, but I'm gonna say it.
Okay.
I don't give a damn. It's
I'm
the
gonna go.
truth.
Another cause for this, the mental conditioning of the people right now.
You're absolutely
it
right.
goes
You're
to
right.
it goes to certain things like
1 second, Carlos.
like I say, we want to. When I was telling him we can't just, it's not a blame game. It's putting the blame.
But it is.
Putting a blame doesn't create a dialogue that's conducive to anything healthy.
No, it doesn't.
So one, if you want to sit down and figure it out, both people need to stop pointing fingers because women have some fingers to point too.
But the thing is,
So one was and we don't want to hear that either. So as soon as you start doing all of that, then you can create a dialogue. Two, the mental conditioning of things, the music, all the things that are bombarding people.
That's controlled by white people. It's not controlled by us.
I'm just talking about the things that affect people mentally and are affecting the mental condition of the people that you are talking about.
But that's all controlled by white people. It's not controlled by us.
They have
it's
white
the
people
truth.
didn't cut on their radio when they got in the car.
White people,
go ahead, Greg. We got a white person on the phone.
White people are the one who put the shit out.
Let Greg get his takeoff real quick, and then we're gonna go back to Daryl.
Greg.
What's happening, Greg?
Hey, look, real talk. Now this is just me speaking as a white man. Do you guys know that there are government grants and there are loan programs to help you start a business? And that's what I want to bring up first and foremost.
What they got to do with anything we talking
And
about?
that's the education level of where they're not going to point out to how you do your homework and you know what you're doing. You can start a business being black.
We know that's not the point. That's not the point. Yeah, anybody can start a business with $100 going online and filing an LLC, depending on what state you in. That's not what we talking about. We talking about the real shit that's going. Who controls what? It doesn't matter what dialogue we got, what organization we got. We don't control shit because we don't have the power to control shit.
All right, Greg.
That's the bottom damn line.
Greg. Hold on, Greg.
That's
I
the
don't know what
bottom
y'all talking
line.
about today.
That shit ain't
All right,
nothing.
go on.
Because getting an education,
Hold on, James.
Greg,
let Daryl go.
Okay, listen, I'm not saying we're gonna point fingers. That's not what I'm saying.
you got to though.
But we gotta get the black family.
But why is it when it comes to black people, we can't point fingers though? But they can point fingers at us. That ain't right. That's double standard.
Let him talk because they gotta let the caller talk.
Okay.
Okay, we gotta get the black family back. He said what can we do to stop police brutality? We gotta unify. Like what happened down there, what was that at, South Carolina? The white dude came outside, put that black wall around, and the whole neighborhood came up like, hey, we here.
Yeah.
We been let this kid slide.
You come up with
The
some good
players
shit.
in the game. And I bet he won't never do that again. And to tell you the truth, the white dude probably wasn't even racist. He just seen an opportunity to put this
And you
white
know
person-
what's crazy? And that's what everybody was saying. His black friends came to his defense. Was like, he not even like that for real, for real. He just was super military minded and was like, you ain't about to be over here talking to my wife crazy. And that's what it was. But fuck all that. You ain't about to be telling niggas this your block and asking niggas that line of questioning like that.
No, he was wrong.
Yeah, he was wrong.
But,
Yeah.
but that's how white people in this country. But hey, let me tell you something. You can watch white people cross the street in the middle of Preston protected.
Yeah.
Go to a big city and watch how niggas cross the street compared to white people. It's a total different. They know they protected in this country.
Yeah, you're
They
right.
people will kill for them.
They have the
People will kill for them.
they have the complexion for the
but our
protection.
people would not kill for us. They keep telling us to support black businesses. Most black businesses are not mentally stable enough to even be a black business. They have girls working there that are ready to get off when they clock in. And when you go out,
That's funny as fuck.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's why I
Thank you.
can't keep it working
We
right
were just
now.
talking
Y'all
about that
didn't,
shit.
y'all
earlier.
didn't listen to
Yeah.
that. Thank you,
Damn,
son.
that's
I can't
crazy.
keep it working right now.
That's nuts. But to be fair, that's not just black women.
The
That's
community is
that's-
divided.
That's people in
exactly.
general.
Yeah, and that's really all of the underpaid nation
That's
who's
people in
working
general.
for trading their time for money because ain't
But when
nobody
you
getting
go
what
to
they
Chick-fil-A,
worth.
they don't
Go
treat
ahead.
you
All
right
right,
though.
hold on, Daryl, one second.
disrespect
He
though.
cooking though. He cooking, Daryl.
Hold on.
See, listen,
Hold that thought.
I go in a black-owned business right now. When I walk in there, they gonna smack their lips, be mad, and I'm there. A white man can walk in right behind me. It's like, yes, sir. What would you like? They want him to come back. They don't respect the black man. That's the problem. And it ain't just women that don't respect the black man. It's other black men that don't respect black men either because they feel like the biggest lie ever told is niggas don't kill. That's a damn
Niggas
lie.
don't what?
They don't kill.
Oh,
You
yeah,
go to
yeah,
restaurant,
Yeah, it's
That's a damn lie. I tip damn good, right.
Hell yeah, I tip good shit.
Let me tell you something. But white people have a 5-star privilege. If you ever go in the most expensive restaurant in town, look at white folks. They sitting there like this ain't nothing. This ain't nothing. It's like this lunch for us. But for us, it's a celebration. See, we sitting there, it's like a celebration for us. We got other things. We are systematically shut down as a people. It's no lie. They got college studies teaching African American studies that say the black people in this country are systematically kept down. I can take you to a car dealership right now. Take a white man to that same car dealership. Sit that white man with a white man to buy a car. Sit you with a black man to buy a car. You're going to come out paying double the fucking money.
That's facts.
You are systematically, and you know because if you don't buy a brand new car, you know them because
That's where I said you can't point the finger. If somebody put you in a fucked up position, you can point the finger at them. Why black people always told we can't point the finger?
Because you're not. Because he.
That's niggas hating niggas.
This niggas hate niggas exactly. Because instead of pointing the finger at them, let's try to figure out what's putting them in a position to make these moves the way they are.
Because they control everything.
You can go a step further instead of just laying the blame on their lap.
But you have to. You got to see where it comes from.
You
You can't get it somewhere else if you don't know where the problem came from.
What was that? Say right there. That was key. That was key.
They got all the money.
Hold up, run it back. Say that, run it back. That was key.
We gotta stop worshiping money.
Yep. And what
White
else?
people in this country own 98% of the wealth.
And what else we
Black
gotta do?
people own less than 1% of the wealth. We gotta start bartering and trading.
Exactly. Yep. And we got the resources to do that because we the most creative people on the earth.
But they steal everything from us because they have
But
money in the
fuck,
power.
fuck stealing shit from
They
us.
do.
It don't matter. They
They
keep
steal
making it
everything.
and barter and
They buy
trade.
us out.
They buy us out.
You still
They
got to
don't
agree to
steal
sell it.
shit.
You still
They
gotta
buy it.
agree to sell it.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. You right.
But you know,
Or they'll steal it from you. They're just gonna steal it.
They killed barters because he wouldn't let white people do radio.
they said they dropped Kobe plane helicopter out the thing over the
They
Black
did.
Mamba.
They did.
So it's always about some money.
They killed
you know?
Kobe.
So they killed Kobe
How
about the
you-
Black Mamba, suing the
So
prescription
they
company.
They throw the money on you, and when you don't take it, you gonna die.
Yep. So Kobe ain't take that
They
money.
say,
He wanted it all.
Kobe was about to win the case on them niggas. That's what it was. And they was going to have to shut all that shit down.
We gotta get to the point. We gotta get to the point where you can't buy them. They bought the UC. They bought. Okay, then we had the first shit. So we came with Timberland.
But that's us having accountability. Yeah, you're right.
So you gotta say we want to barter and trade. Look, when I come around you, bro, don't I barter and trade? I don't say, oh, it's about money and all. No,
Yeah.
no, you gotta barter and trade. You gotta say, well, what you gonna get? Look, I had a brother the other day who wanted me to build a fence for him. Build a fence. He couldn't pay me my money, but he's like, well, I'll take it up to you later. I said, that's good enough. Let's build this damn fence. But I can exercise in the way the man has I need to do a certain amount of exercise a day. That's what a man's supposed to do.
Uh-huh.
So I need to do it anyway, but you take it up to me now, you owe me. So he's out in a pen, he's got something that's worth more than that money. The money, look, the money is only important to white people. It's not important to black people so much. So they done made everything about money. So they just took everything, including our women. Because we worship the money. We gotta get the money. No, you gotta learn how to Mexicans came here, they bartered and traded with each other. They'll say, I got a house. Okay, come move in. You come move in. You come move in. You pay $100. They always pay $100 a month. We all thinking we ready. We just ready for work. We paying $100 a month, and then we pay this house off. Okay, and then once this house pay off, you stay here. We go to another house. Pay this house off. Before they know it, in 5 years time, y'all own house.
So another solution that black people need to go ahead and curb and break this cycle. I'm gonna keep finding the solutions that y'all don't want to admit is there, because y'all giving them up, but y'all are not saying it. When I ask for them, y'all just gonna dump problems on me. Another solution is coming up with an economic plan for the black family, because, like you said, we're liquid money. Money passes through our hand. It doesn't travel through the black community a couple times before it leaves our community. We have poor spending habits.
I'm gonna tell you
We're
what.
not a poor people. We have poor spending habits.
But listen,
All the power, nigga.
if all black people have a meeting about what we're gonna do, and black men speak up, and y'all gonna be mad, I'm gonna tell you the truth.
You're right.
Our black women are not going to agree.
That's true.
They're not going to.
We don't need them all to agree.
Yes, we do.
We need enough of them to agree and get to working.
And they will not agree with us.
And when the other ones see that it's working, they're gonna fall in line.
No, it would never happen.
You don't have to convince everybody. You got to convince enough people to get it moving.
You're not going to convince them.
But let's bring the point back around.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
But what we talking
There are
about
women convinced.
is
There are
getting
women
power
moving
and
like
taking
this.
the power back. Let's bring it back
Moving like
around.
this right now.
Do you think we need everybody to be in line?
For black people, yes.
No,
Yes.
nigga,
No, you don't.
that's impossible. No, white people, exactly. Go ahead.
White people have money
Say
and power.
it. You was about to say it.
Can't handle. All white people are not in line.
And they don't get along with each other. You know how many different cultures of white people it is?
What do white people have that we don't have?
They know the ultimate goal.
What do white people have we don't have?
The economic plan. They don't spend money outside the community.
No. What? White people have money and power. That's why.
Black people in Africa got money and power.
Do you know why they have the power?
Not the United States.
First you get the money. Do you know how you get the power after you get the money? You circulate that money only in your community. Look at the Chinese
Black
community.
folks ain't about
Look
to do
at
that
the
shit.
Chinese. I'm giving you the solution. Whether
You can give it to me, I understand.
Look,
Most black folks ain't about to listen to that shit.
you not listening.
We don't need most.
Are
That's
you
the point.
are you adhering to the
We
plan?
don't need everybody.
We-
nigga.
You give black folks
Look,
some money, they going to the white
If you
people.
want to change the world,
That's how it works.
changing the world starts at home and in your own family. So if you can't get that right, then you
Black
don't
folks,
even
you
need
give
a podcast.
$1,000, they won't spend it in their neighborhood. They go somebody else's shit. That's just the truth. Because we're mentally not there.
But that's not the problem, though.
That's the truth.
No, I know what you're saying, but us spending money elsewhere ain't even a problem.
It is.
No,
That
it
is
ain't.
a problem.
It ain't. We
'Cause
gotta,
you have to
spend, we
circulate
gotta put it in the right spots.
Yeah,
That's what we gotta do.
Black
after
folks
you
ain't
keep it in
about
your
to
community,
Yeah.
that comes with power.
Black folks
now
ain't
you have
about to-
power.
No, because we gotta be realistic. Because human nature, since the beginning of time, you have to trade and barter and sell to other cultures. So we can't just stop shopping with other people. Niggas don't have all the resources. We don't have mining companies, oil companies, nigga.
You're right.
We gotta
You're right.
still spend
There's some-
money elsewhere.
Yeah.
So
Some stuff
it's
is
not
going
about
around.
that. So I see what you're saying, James, but that's not the
You need
game
black
plan,
people,
nigga.
if black people are gonna.
That's part of the game.
It's
plan.
part of it.
No, that's
You
most
gotta
of
do it. You gotta be
You
conscious
gotta
of
get
it.
everybody on
You
the
just gotta
same
be conscious
page.
of it, yeah, but that's
You
not
have some
gonna
black
let it
folks-
end all be all.
You have some
Yeah,
black
no.
men.
The game plan is real. It's complex.
The game plan is some trash. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm keeping it 100.
Thank you.
You said what?
Let's say something. The most powerful restaurant in the world is McDonald's,
Yeah.
right? They don't even sell real food. But black people don't have enough money, so they go get the dollar menu.
Exactly.
Get something on their damn stomach. They're going to get them cancer in less than 40 years if they lucky. You can't even afford to buy real food. Look, We got real problems.
Yeah.
We are being attacked on so many levels with the birth control that women are taking and destroying their bodies, that's giving them ovary cancer. It ain't ovary. It's called ovary cancer. You feel me? So we got real big problems, and what we gotta do is this. All we gotta do is unify. We don't have to. But I'm telling
That ain't
you,
gonna happen.
I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. The biggest problem the black men have is the black women refuse to submit.
All right, now time out.
He right.
I know, but time out.
He
Y'all
right.
niggas is just making shit up.
No, it's the truth.
Nigga, the Nation of Islam is a unified group with women in that bitch that's
Nation
disciplined.
of Islam is
Nigga,
not 100% of black people in the United States.
but I'm saying that's an example of niggas
And
coming
they're
together
not all
and
them
listening.
women. I know Muslim women. They ain't all submissive. They're not. Women in 2021, they ain't listening
But
to
it
black
ain't about
people.
all.
Wait a minute.
Y'all keep saying all.
Listen.
It's never gonna be all.
Women, black
White people not even like that.
Black women in our community. Listen. Black women in our community will listen and be submissive to a white man, Hispanic, Jamaican. But as soon as the black man asks them to do something, be submissive, they won't do it. They'll be submissive to a woman before they will to a black man. That's why we will never get nowhere. That's absolutely the truth. Whether y'all like it or not, that is the truth. That's why we'll never get nowhere.
They a little hard-headed, I ain't gonna lie.
It's the truth.
And they are sons and our daughters.
It's the truth.
They are the first teachers to our kids. So they teach them how to behave the way they behave. See, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Hey.
And they only are attractive, and they only have ways to fix the niggas that ain't shit.
Yeah, come on back.
They get men that ain't shit and make babies with them. Then get with you to play a stepdaddy. But they already produced the older kids with the worst type of men.
Thank you.
So your child gonna be in hell being around that kid because of DNA that's been mixed in her ass.
Y'all listening to this
If you
shit?
playing a stepdad trying to raise this child that's got a wicked nature because you picked a man with a wicked nature before you. And you come in as your stepdad and trying to work with her, and she already infiltrated the whole system. And these are men that running around here, that's weak ass men that's doing shit to corrupt our fucking genius. I see it. Look.
This man telling nothing but the truth.
I know he's like, you need to shut the hell up. But I see what's going on. A woman chooses. They choosing the worst men, making babies with those worst men, and a man is only as good as his DNA. So you picking men with bad DNA and producing babies with them, and then once he didn't be who he's gonna be and manifest to be a person that's not fit to be with, then he leave your ass. And then you come to me and say, be a stepdad and help me out because I need some help. And the whole time I'm raising a child that's got corrupted DNA, and then this child grow up, and he's a problem. He's a nigga that we got to deal with. Not a black person, a nigga. He's doing it to aggravate the black struggle. And we trying to figure out why he's this way. It's his genetic makeup.
Can't help it, huh?
We don't take that type of shit so seriously, but it's true.
That's true, but you don't think it can be
When
corrected?
you're a black
You don't
man-
think it can be corrected with education and seeing the right way to do it and the right role models and the right programs and shit?
Can I answer that?
Conversations like this.
Can I answer it?
Go ahead.
No.
I'm sorry, your genetic makeup. Look, I'm my father's son. My father was a keeper of time. He studied. He always studied stuff. I don't study as much, but when I take certain things in, it naturally come to me because of my genetic makeup. I could be in a room with my father, and we be thinking the same shit without saying it. And then we got in the room with some crazy shit, but we both thinking that. That's called genetic makeup. DNA do not die.
No, that's
So
facts.
I'm serious.
No, you're right. My daughter act just
I'm
like
not
me.
telling you nothing that I heard. I'm telling you stuff I didn't watch.
Man,
I
see
didn't
that
watch
shit.
the way the black women pick up men. The way they pick men, they don't pick the good guys. They pick the worst guys first. Then they come pick the good guys once the worst guy behaves like she knew he was going to behave in the first place. And they all play like, nah, that ain't true. Yes, it is. I watch you women. Y'all choose the worst niggas to reproduce with. Then you try to trick us good guys to be stepdaddies.
He ain't saying nothing but the truth. That's why the black community.
Study Lillard.
That's why the black community will always be divided because our own women will not unite with us. That's the truth.
I'm not.
That's the
what
fucking
I tell
truth.
black men in cities, don't marry no woman with kids.
Why you say that?
Marry a woman without kids.
What if you
So
got
she
kids?
produce your offspring.
It's different for men.
Is men allowed to have kids and go marry women without
Yeah,
kids?
because it's hard to get a woman if you're a man and you got
Listen,
kids.
brother,
It's
you
already
are
hard enough.
providing a protector. If
It's
you gonna
different.
provide anyway, it don't matter. Women make the worst step parents. The black man make the best step parents. Women make the worst step parents.
No, y'all right. I ain't disagreeing because niggas be thirsty to be stepdaddies. And women be thirsty. And women be thirsty to find stepdaddies.
Right. They're not
But
looking for-
women ain't trying to really be thirsty to be stepmoms.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
That ain't no popular
Women
thing.
choose. Women choose and men hunt.
Listen,
feel y'all.
bro. Listen to me. A lot of black men are not good fathers because they were denied the position.
That's true.
I'm just being honest with you.
That's
They got
facts.
aggravated with that bitch and they didn't want to go to jail for the rest of their life. They got away from her. But they end up on news for killing her ass. And a lot of them are not fathers because they was aggravated out of the position. That's the truth. And then they go get with another woman and be the father they wanted to be to a child that's not even there. How many dudes you know that they said it was deadbeat dad? The woman said he ain't shit. He ain't nothing but a deadbeat dad. Then you go marry a woman and become the best stepdad in the fucking world. Because he had it in him all along. It's just that woman was the fucking problem. And you gonna live this. I promise you.
But
Y'all
see-
got kids. You gonna live it.
Listen.
You gonna live it. A woman gonna accuse you of not being a good father, saying you wasn't shit, you were this. And then the world gonna see that was her. Because you gonna go and marry a chick and be good to your kids that you got with her and even your stepkids if you got kids.
See, a lot of
That's
things.
on top of hearing them stories.
A lot of times in the black community, we don't talk about how good black men are fathers and stepfathers. We don't talk about that. We always hear the negative of black men don't take care of their kids. They don't do what they're supposed to do. We don't hear the positivity of black men raising their kids and at the same time raising somebody else's children. We usually don't hear the positivity. We only hear the negativity of black men and black
I'm
men.
telling black men right now, stop the stepdaddy. You being ungratefully used. Stop being stepdaddy. I'm telling you. And everybody hates me for it, but I'm telling them, don't be no stepdaddy. You're being used. He's taking advantage of you. It's not going to change your ways by you stepping in and trying to...
All right, hold on, Daryl. Hold
So
on.
being a stepfather is being a sucker nowadays in 20.
Hold on. You there?
Come on back, bro. Come on back.
I'm here.
All right.
Hey, Greg, thanks for calling back.
No, hey man, real talk. I'm sorry, but I come from the other side of the earth. Like,
It's all good.
No,
We want to hear everybody's perspective. Yeah.
no, real talk though. I'm white. Most white people have a different life, but I grew up in the hood. No, real talk though. I didn't grow up in the hood at first. I had a good life. My mom decided to leave my dad. And my mom said, hey, the rent's cheaper here. First day in the hood, I got beat up. Why? I didn't know how to fight. And this is my confession to what the fuck needs to happen in society right now. And when this happened to me, it was probably 1990, maybe 1991. And me and I have three brothers, but me and my two younger brothers got beat up our first day in the hood. And when I say in the hood, we live in the hood. That's Billwood, Bonnywood. It's now
Bonnywood.
named after now.
Hey, you was in the hood for real.
After a cop that was shot, killed on our street. It's Glover Drive. There was a cop shot, killed, but now it's Glover Drive. My point is, first day there, we got our asses beat. Now you can look at it as a black or white thing, but no. It was a territorial thing.
Exactly. I'm glad you made that
We
point.
just moved in.
Yeah.
We just moved in. We didn't know them from nobody.
Yep.
So they all, hey, never took again.
Yep.
I learned.
You learned. It
I
was.
learned how to grow.
It was just like you said though. That's all
I
it
learned how
was.
to grow from my environment.
Environment. It was territorial.
No, because it was unfamiliar ground. Now keep in mind, before we moved there, we were holding mattresses on top of our car, passed through construction. And now I was maybe 8, 9 years old, and the construction workers had the ignorant point to say, "Are you moving?" And you know what I did after I was holding the mattress on top of the car? I looked at him and said, "Fuck you." A regular ass construction dude don't know nobody. Trying to insult my family because we were moving.
Yeah.
They gonna say, "Are you moving?" Fuck you.
Right.
Yes, I may have been moving in the hood. Didn't know what was gonna come of it,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll never take it back. It defined who I am, made me who I am, and I know that the family of it was brothers and cousins that we got into a fight with, and they were checking us when we moved into the neighborhood, whatever. We became best friends.
Yeah.
We started to play sports together. We started to grow together. Now, yes, we may have moved out of that hood Nashville and moved to Painesville, and I might have been in a PA in between all that, but later on in life, I've connected back up with them through Facebook. But real talk, I was the first, maybe second, I can't say the first, maybe second or third, to move into the hood and be white and feel the real adversity that black people feel being in the white world.
Yeah.
And I know that's tough to fucking grasp. It's
No.
hard.
No, you right
No,
though.
I know exactly what you're saying.
You
but
right,
go ahead
Fred,
and finish,
you
and I'll
right.
tell you what it is.
You
Go ahead.
right.
I love y'all. I'm being 100. And by the way, LP, if he was the man in the middle, his brain, he has some knowledge that I need to, and we might be about the same age, so we can kind of equal level it out. But getting some black plate glasses on.
Yeah, we about to shut it down here.
Refocus your energy.
Mm.
But on real talk shit, I was the white dude in the hood, got my ass whooped the first day.
That's how I go.
Hey man, either I could be the outcast or I can fucking blend in like a chameleon.
There you go.
I decided to understand it, accept it, fucking acknowledge it, and I grew to love it.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people can't understand that. I'll let you know straight up. I always knew when the fuck your mama was cooking chitlins, and everybody in the hood would know when your mama was cooking chitlins, but I ain't never ate chitlins in my life.
I never eat that pig ass. Hell no.
Keep it 100, and you can call me out, but I'll let you know that smell fucking grew amongst everybody in the hood. We knew where chitlins were being cooked for the night. I have never ate chitlins in my life once, but I can tell you I've experienced the chitlin experience in the hood. I keep it 100, man.
All right, Greg. Thank you for calling
Appreciate
in.
you call in.
The only hate I have in my heart is for the disrespect of human race.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
How we haven't evolved together and how we haven't grown together. And and I've seen earlier, to be real, this touched me. Somebody said something about Hitler. Now let me explain Hitler, okay? Because everybody was taught, in school, you're taught certain things. Certain things are taught to you
That's
to
right.
trigger an emotion or a feeling. Whether you respond to that and you want to learn and educate yourself, or whether you want to be, fuck that. It scars you a certain way where you don't want to learn because you feel a certain way toward it. But anyway, someone brought up Hitler. Anytime Hitler was brought up in history, everybody looked at me because I had blonde hair and blue eyes. And that was what he fucking thought the superior race was. Now, you worked, but when you had that Tommy gun in your hand, you felt like an Italian fucking mobster gangster. I don't care what color skin you were. You felt like you could have been shooting the fuck out of some people with that Tommy gun in your hand.
Yes,
I
sir.
don't know if you guys know what a Tommy gun means.
You're absolutely right, because I had Mr. Taylor, and he had a way of teaching. You're absolutely right. Yep, you're absolutely right.
But when you held that machine gun in your hand, and you know it couldn't shoot nobody, but in your mind you're thinking, fuck yeah, I could have been hosing them down, boys.
Right.
Not the point. That man went to the point of touching your heart where you didn't think about skin color.
Yes.
You thought about that piece of machinery in front of you and what the fuck you could do with it. Am I
That's
lying?
right.
Am I lying?
You right.
Am I lying, no?
I got to agree with you. You're not lying.
I mean, hell, you can go wipe out 50 crackheads or... I'm just saying, but that man went to the point of educating you on understanding life. And I respect to this day, but now I'm not, I don't want to lose focus.
Yeah, we gotta wrap it up.
All right, we got to wrap it up with you, Greg. We got to wrap it up with you, but we love to have you on the show one of these Sundays.
This next Sunday you can come. We'll talk.
Next Sunday you can come, but Darius has some other stuff. Even when we hang up, still watch the live, because Darius got some things he like to talk about as far as.
Oh no, we wrapping it up. It's about to be 12.
Yeah, time to go.
I may have met Darius once.
Oh, okay.
And no, hold on a second. I'm trying to make the point of if you're willing to make a movement in life, you're brought together. We're all God's children. Now, first and foremost, we're all God's children. Now, I'm not gonna lie. My faith has been questioned plenty of times, many a time, and I'm not gonna get in my Jerry fucking Springer life. I don't have to. And you guys don't know me that well. If you did, you would understand. But at the same point, I met Darius once, maybe twice in my life. But he's influenced me to not only watch, but want to participate in what the fuck you guys got going on.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
No. Can you feel some kind of movement? I'm not on the...
I feel the synergy.
I feel the sincerity. You're sincere about it. Yes.
We need to take what their sacrifices were and understand it educationally to grow. Growth is the essential point of all of it.
Yeah.
As human beings, if you don't grow as a human being, you're a waste of fucking space.
Tell him.
And I'm sorry, it doesn't matter your color of skin. We're all put on this. Fuck, the earth has fucking billions of people on it. Multi-skin color, multi-religion, multi-everything. If you're willing to take the time to accept who you are as an individual and know that you need to grow no matter what, then you're making a difference.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Well, we got to wrap it up.
That's all we need.
We appreciate you
Yeah,
calling
we
in.
all can just make, hey man, we all are matter, we can just make sure. You
Yes.
know, gotta get into the extra, but if you're not making a difference, you're part of the problem.
There you go. Thank you, sir. We're going to have you on the
And
show
that's
next
why I'm
Sunday.
on the phone with you guys. I respect that it's small, you're starting something, and who is the man in the middle is all I want to know.
I'll tag him. It's A1.
LP,
No. That's A1. He's an extra on the show. Meet Darius and Dave.
No, that's not LP.
Okay, alright, I'm sorry.
This is A1.
Hey, Greg. Hey, Greg. We all look the same, don't we?
I was thinking that one head.
We all look the same, don't we? Alright, good.
Alright, I'm gonna tag him. I'm gonna tag him in your comment.
You're younger than me,
Uh-huh.
but for your inspiration and your aspiration, I got you. Dude, you're 100 with me, man.
Appreciate
That's all
it.
in my book.
Thank you. Same to you.
And I know we're familiar with the same fam
Yeah.
and whatnot, but for you to take the weight of the burden on your shoulders at your age, and I don't know if you have kids or whatever your spiritual situation is,
Yeah.
but for you to step out there, man, that shit is real.
Yeah. Thank
And
you.
I have nothing but respect.
Thank you for
bro.
seeing it and appreciating it. Because I be thinking about it all the time, like as much as I
Nah, man, don't never.
I ain't gonna stop
Somebody's
though.
always watching, man.
Yeah.
Somebody's always watching, and I realize that. With social media, everyone's watching. No. Real life and social media are fucking two different worlds, man. Two different worlds. And I can get into the depth of all that, but the new world is the social media being accepted.
That's right.
Being
Yeah.
fucking part of the
That's right.
crew or
Right,
part
right.
of the movement. But really, they're not doing shit.
right.
They're really
Just
No, man. Hey, man. Have you ever seen
He's right.
11?
Yep, I've seen that.
City Shuffle.
Yep.
It's the Kansas City Shuffle. Real life is being ostracized in the fake life on the social media world.
That's right.
And if you're not accepted in social media, all of a sudden you want to go kill yourself. Or all of a sudden you want to go fucking shoot up a bunch of people because you have access to a gun.
That's right.
That's the truth of the matter.
The-
These kids don't understand real life.
and that's a good
All
topic.
they understand is social media. All they understand is being accepted by social media.
Yeah, I think
All
that's
they understand is
what
a
we want
like,
to talk
a
about.
love, a fucking comment.
That's
That's
exactly
what's
it.
fucked up.
And they scared to speak their mind and be real over that
But
shit.
if you want to think about it deep as fuck, look at it this way. We've all seen The Matrix, right?
Yeah.
Did you not get the choice to eat the blue or the red pill?
Yep, they gave you a choice. They gave you a choice. You're absolutely
They
right.
get a choice. Hey, these kids, they get a choice. They got Metapill. That's
Yeah.
all they got.
Yeah, we're gonna dive deep on ours.
We're going to talk about that. That's going to be our subject next week.
Let's get deeper and get real. You want to know why? That choice was set on by who? Government. I spelled it for you. Government.
We know
You
this.
know why? Because they want us all fucking haters.
Arguing.
Fighting them up.
They want us
They
all to be
believe
zombies.
from chaos comes order. So
And they want us all to be zombies.
that
so
might
they
be our
control
top.
us.
That's our topic for when you come in. You hear me?
V for Vendetta.
V for vendetta. But that from chaos comes order.
That's right.
They got us wearing the mask. I'm gonna hit you up. I'm gonna message you up so we can figure out
We're
some
going to talk
topics.
about this next Sunday.
But we about to wrap it up. We gotta go before.
Thank
it's
y'all for calling and watching
I got nothing but love for y'all.
the hit show.
Keep it going.
Yep.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
gonna be only a special guest on your first couple episodes.
Yes, sir. Come
Oh,
on
hey,
in.
man, I got too much going on.
I already know you busy, man. Yeah. We gonna try to catch you whenever we can catch you.
Man, I took time out of my day just to chime in on watching y'all, and hey, I
Yeah.
love it.
Even you calling in, we appreciate it.
Like, let's keep it 100, man.
All
Y'all
right.
making a movement, I joined in.
Yeah, you did.
Thank you for calling.
We gonna keep it moving. All right. Have
You
a good
had,
one.
you had some wonderful content. We appreciate it, man.
All right. We're gonna be in touch.
Hey, next Sunday y'all gonna get some pizzas.
All right. All right. Bet.
I ain't delivering the painted grill. That's too much. I'm on
Some-
Cleveland. I gotta drive home.
Somebody gotta go get
That's
it.
all right.
Pizza. Your next
Go pick them up.
I'm in your area. I'll pick them up. Especially if it's free food, I'll
You
pick them
better beat the shit out of people.
We keep them glasses on, man.
Hey, nothing but love.
All right, bro.
I'm gonna hang up.
All right,
We'll go
man.
back and watch this shit over again.
It was a good one.
Yes, sir.
Love for y'all.
Yep. Thank
Stay
you.
focused. Stay humble.
Yes, sir.
Stay holy.
Yes, sir.
Stay holy 100. The only God is the person that judges us.
That's right.
Only
No matter
God
how
can
many
judge.
steps you take on this
absolutely right.
God don't judge your skin color, he judges who you are.
Just
Your character.
Your character.
Your character.
That's it.
That's what I be trying to
You're
tell
damn
people.
straight.
All
Well,
right.
look, I got y'all talking. I did something right.
All right. We gonna get with you.
Hey, much love. Much love. Next week, Sunday session, hit me up.
Yes, sir.
Somebody's game. Bring your ass up next week, bro. You want that extra special.
You know his fat ass, dude.
But I think it's
This nigga sat through the podcast, ate pizza, y'all.
You damn right. You damn right.
No, hey, you want 2, 3, 4, whatever. There's only so many motherfuckers.
We can do that. This is our podcast. We do what we
Do
want to
what
do.
we
Shit,
want.
fuck it. We got no sponsors. We do what we want to do.
But we
Shit.
gonna have our first sponsor though right now with the pizza.
We got
The G-List pizza.
Go ahead, Greg. Tell them where they can get the best pizza, man, in Ohio.
Hold on a second. You can hit me up. I got more toppings than cheese.
Hey,
I got everything on that, please.
hey,
Being quick will make that commercial like you believe.
hey,
I can hit you with some verses, but I ain't into a bar or I ain't selling. Come on now. But say no.
hey.
7361 Center Street. The phone number is 440-290-8300. It ain't D-Licious, it's G-Licious.
G-List
G-List.
Pizza. That's right. All right, Greg.
All right, Greg, gonna holler at you in
Hey,
a few.
number love. I'll look y'all up there on the pizza, whatever, fuck, some wings, whatever.
I bet.
Hit your boy up early enough on Sunday so I can
Alright.
close at 8.
All right, we gonna get at you early.
Well, no, somebody put an order in today at 7:56 and I felt some type of way, but we close at 8.
All right, Greg. We'll holler at you.
Hey, number love.
All right, bro.
And hey, stay positive, stay with God, stay focused.
Always.
All right.
Number love, and I'll check in every week.
All right.
Word to God on that.
I'm gonna hit you up in the next few days.
No, I saw y'all. Y'all already know where I'm at. 7 days a week, I'm at the shop.
I bet.
It's on. Hey, number love, brother.
All right, good night. Hey, it's a wrap, y'all.
See y'all next Sunday.